lab, and she worked on developing cures for breast cancer.
Correct.
You would go with her as a little girl and clean the test tubes.
That was my first job, and that was awful. She fired me.
She fired because why? You would like those things have to be.
Because I didn't want to do it. I didn't want to do it.
Kamala got fired for not wanting to do the job she was hired to do. Some things never change. At one point, Howard was like, "You're VP Walls." He wasn't your pick, was he?
Who tells you to? I guess it's a whole think tank, right? When you're, did Obama advise you on your pick for vice president?
No, I made the decision. I made the decision.
Howard, who's a good interviewer, was trying to help her out. It did not work. Tonight she'll be cackling with Stephen Colbert while a Cat 5 hurricane barrels down on Florida. I'm not sure she's meeting the moment. Donald Trump was on the Ben Shapiro show playing media critic. Listen.
Woman doesn't know what she's doing. I watched her. I got to watch last night 60 Minutes, and she answers questions like a child. This is not a precedent. She's answering questions in the most basic way and getting killed over it. And every time she does an interview, she sounds like a child. She sounds like a person with a very low IQ.
What's your plan to bring down prices? No comment. You didn't really pick Tim Walz, did you? I did. How are you different than Joe Biden? I'm not. I mean, I am. I mean, I was raised in a middle-class household. What is going on here?
By the way, she is really blaming it on him. You know, I have some friends, obviously, over there. You're in the White House, and you have a lot of friends on both sides, but I have friends. He is so angry at her, and she's trying to distance herself. She doesn't want anything to do with him. And, you know, it was a coup to start off with, okay? So she's not exactly thrilled with that.
Nationally syndicated radio host Dana Lash joins us now. So, Dana,
please subscribe.
I'd vote for a Wall or Trump, or you. Wall, Harris, same thing. Ouch.
Yeah, that had to have hurt. Jesse, I just am shocked at her. I'm not shocked. Well, okay. Her lack of political acumen is stunning. I've never seen anything like it. I think in almost any Democrat candidate, someone who is so incredibly tone deaf, they can't read the room. They have no idea what optic to present. They can't even keep their narrative straight. And she's happy to giggle and debase herself. And she was insulted by that old boomer Howard Stern. I mean, he's sitting there insulting her, and she's just kind of laughing along with it. What else is she going to do? I mean, all in all, the fact that she said that she picked Tim Walz, Democrats gamble Pennsylvania, a battleground state, to go with Tim Walz, and they think that that's a winning pick. I mean, that tracks. That tells you everything that you need to know. Her tantrum at Ron DeSantis over Florida, I know you were talking about that. The fact that was her priority and her focus as a Category 5 barrels towards Florida, stunning. The fact that she's going on this too little, too late media blitz while all of that is happening, absolutely stunning. I've never seen anything like it.
I mean, the timing of this is terrible. This should have been done in August. You get this out of the way, you go introduce yourself to the country, and then you run a real campaign. You don't throw this Hail Mary at the last second while a Cat 5 is coming and think this is going to go well. It's not going well. Another thing she mentioned, I know you'd want to talk about this on 60 Minutes. She was asked about guns and if she owns one. Watch this.
What kind of gun do you own, and when and why did you get it?
I have a Glock, and I've had it for quite some time. And I mean, look, Bill, my background is in law enforcement, and so there you go.
Have you ever fired it?
Yes, of course I have. At a shooting range, yes, of course I have.
So what's so funny about that?
That also weird. This is where Bill Whitaker, I feel, he was doing really well up until this question, because he should have asked, and if he had known, he probably would have. Well, what type did you get? I mean, you don't have to be a firearms enthusiast to know what type of Glock that you got. She didn't just go into the store and go, I just want a Glock, a black Glock. That's all I want. I mean, that's not how it worked. But what's stunning, again, with the complete lack of awareness, I don't think that she owns one. I honestly don't. I disagree with a lot of people out there. Jesse, I don't think that she owns a Glock. I think that she defaulted to that manufacturer, and here's why. Because James Comer said 5 days ago, they've issued a subpoena. They're looking at her. She's the gun control czar. Whether or not she colluded with the ATF and Everytown in order to stonewall this lawsuit that Chicago has against Glock. And I think that she just thought of Glock and mentioned it, further compromising herself. So no acumen.
Yeah, didn't she say earlier she wanted to get rid of handguns in San Francisco? She like sponsored a bill that would go into someone's house and take their Glocks,
Yeah.
and now she has one.
And yeah, one quick thing, I know you
Of course,
gotta go,
take yours, but
that
she's
gun
got
that
one.
is banned in California. She can't even have it in California unless she's special.
Oh, now it's getting interesting. Kind of like the McDonald's story. It gets a little suspicious the
Yeah.
more she talks about it. All right, Dana Lash probably owns more than a
Please
Glock.
subscribe.
I'll see you next time.
Lots of
See you next time.
Well, they're changing.